Everyone, this is Jesse from dbzfigures.com, back with another Dragon Ball Z SH Figuarts review. This time we're looking at Perfect Cell, the Premium Color Edition. This is the much rumored and hyped repaint of the Perfect Cell figure that came out a few years ago. It's been rumored for a very long time, and it was announced sometime last year, along with the new Super Saiyan Gohan that we got. These two were announced at the same time, and I gotta admit, between the Gohan and Cell that was announced, I was definitely excited for this one way more. I was kind of let down by the new Gohan was announced, but luckily I really enjoyed that one. So hopefully I'm not disappointed at all by this guy, since I missed out on the first Perfect Cell. He is a Bandai Tamashii Web exclusive. You can see with the sticker here. Nice box here, big box. I was really surprised by the size of it, and some different poses here on the back featuring the new Gohan. Vin, whatever noise that's supposed to be. Was very happy to see that they still include the Kamehameha blast effect. I was not really, when it was announced, I was more betting that they were going to take that out, because just to keep production costs down. But unlike the Super Saiyan Vegeta and Trunks premium color editions, this one has all the accessories that the original one came with. So I'm pretty happy about that. So let's go ahead and crack it open. Just give a little snip on the tape here on the side. There you go. So just pull this side open. I always do the right side for whatever reason. Get everything out of here. So it got pretty much like the Frieza, which I unboxed recently. Comes basically two trays here. One with the main figure, one with the blast effect. Wow, that's pretty big. That's a lot bigger than I was expecting. So it's is there any tape on this? No tape. Wait, is there no tape. So it's come on there. I have a feeling that hands are just gonna go flying here. Oh yeah, well, faces too. Alright, so let's take Cell. My first time ever holding a Figuarts Cell, and he's got a lot of plastic hanging off of him. Oh. So this is a piece that I'm not sure why he comes with this part, but I guess I might want to save that for repackaging later, because I store. I don't know why he comes with this part, this little piece, but I guess I'll save it. Why not? It's got, look at all this plastic on him. It's got some right here. Obviously, you're not going to keep all of this on him. I'm going to take this off. It's kind of amusing when I see some people do whole reviews of these Dragon Ball Figuarts, and they leave some of these on without knowing it. And wow, this is really cool, guys. Gotta say that, even just taking them out, this has been, just one of the coolest looking. Cell is not one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball history. He's he's a decent villain. I really like the Japanese voice actor. He kind of gives him like a old samurai voice here. So it's he's pretty big, not too tall. I think they could have made him a little bit bigger, but this is back like when Piccolo was first made. Like he's about, I feel like he's about the same size as Piccolo. Just not too tall, not too small, but like, just enough. But see, he's got a pretty stern looking face there. Let's take a look at all these other faces he comes with, and hands and arms. So take that out. Yeah, we'll go over all the accessories here in a little bit. This is just the general unboxing, so I'm gonna mess with him for a little bit and get back. Alright guys, so I've had a little bit time to mess around with him, and I'm gonna say I'm you know, getting Frieza recently and getting this guy now, this guy is on par with Final Form Frieza. He's like maybe just like, say if like Frieza's at 100 and this cell is like at a 98. Like, there's only just like a couple little silly little stupid gripes I have with this figure, but other than the silly little nitpicks, I fucking love this figure. It is amazing. And so let's go into all the little nice little details with him. He comes with 3 faces. Yeah, maybe a little, seems like a little of a small amount, but this is pretty much a straight reissue of the original cell. So, and this was actually more than what they used to give you. They, like, Figuarts used to only get 2 faces back when like when Goku was released. He comes with a stern face, which is okay, which is pretty good. He comes with a smiling face, which is my favorite, and he comes with a screaming face, which doesn't look too intimidating, especially back this light off a little bit, especially with the head, with them not being attached to the head, but they definitely look a lot better on the head. He comes with 4 different sets of hands. He has the normal fists. He has these ones that are perfect for the Kamehameha effect. He has these other kind of weird grappling hands, which do look a little bit weird. Barely different from his Kamehameha hand, while this one is, got the 2 fingers up and 2 of them down, and he's got these 2 open palmed blast hands, which are pretty standard now. He also comes with crossed arms effect. Pretty nice, looks really good, almost flawless on, yeah, I know, my fingernails are pretty long right now. Don't harp on that too much. He looks good. Nothing else really to say about him. And last but certainly not least, he comes with this Kamehameha blast effect, which is just beautiful looking. It's flawless. The only way it could be any better is if they could actually somehow have this floating here, but that's not possible. Even on these like wind wave effects, you can see pieces of dirt and rock flying up in the air. I really wish that this could also be sold separate, so Gohan can use it, or ideally if that new Gohan came with one like this, because that would have been just like the perfect posing opportunity to have Gohan and Cell facing off the final battle, which is one of the best looking scenes in Dragon Ball Z history. Just that epic final face off between Gohan and Cell. Even though it's not my favorite fight, it's actually kind of a boring fight for me, but that final like beam struggle is one of the most intense moments in history, in Dragon Ball history for me. And the fact that the Gohan doesn't come with this, or they didn't sell this separate so Gohan can, is a pretty big fail in my opinion. Now, switching the faces between Cell is a little bit different. You kind of have to. I mean, he looks very weird right now, but you gotta take the face and just kind of very clumsily slide it in place, and you can see with my giant hand in the way, and can't really see what you're doing until you just kind of slide it in. There you go. Now, one of my very small nitpicks about this figure is that I think the eyes are too big, and that's a problem that I had with the very first Cell is I think the eyes, they're not very menacing looking, in my opinion. I think they kind of make him look too much like a Disney character, with just how gigantic his eyes are compared to the rest of his face. Like, they're not very narrow. I would have liked to have been a little bit more on the narrow side, and especially when you had the blast or the screaming face on, it's way more apparent here. But other than that, that's just one of my very, very small nitpicks with this. But other than that, it's pretty good. Now, to put on his crossed arms is just like any other SH Figuarts figure that cut, but like these arms come off pretty easily. Any other SH Figuarts that comes with crossed arms, you just pop off the standard arms, and I really like the way, just because of Cell's arm design, like it looks pretty flawless and perfect. Perfect. That how well his arms kind of fit in with his shoulder here, and his mid torso joint does make it a little bit more difficult, but once you get it wrapped around and like raised up, like you have to have it pretty high up on his chest to look. And there you go. Still don't have it quite in all the way. Oh well, there we go. It's still not quite good, perfect, but close enough. And there you have him in his awesome glory here. Also these, I'll get that in a second, but yeah, pretty nice. Now, even considering that this is one of the older Dragon Ball SH Figuarts figures, this is one of the most articulated figures in the line. He's got a standard joint in the neck here, which is slightly limited just because of the design of his head. Like, he can look up a little bit, but not by much, and you can look down and you can really rotate his head all the way around if you really wanted to. He's got a mid-torso crunch here, which looks really good, even if you do like some crazy side-to-side motions like that, which is common in today's Figuarts, but back when this was first released, that was not too common. He's got a mid shoulder swivel here and joint, and kind of not really bicep, but like, I don't know, like I guess kind of a bicep rotating, double hinged elbow, wrist swivel, and he's got one more rotating bit here in the hip or in the waist. Hips, old style ball joints there. So they don't move around too much. Really nice looking double hinge knees, and foot rocker with a little bit of toe articulation there too. So especially for an older figure art design, this is really nicely articulated. And if you really want to get technical, his Kamehameha stand has a little bit of movement there, so you can have it shooting way up here, have him shooting up at an angle or at the ants, whatever. But there you go. Now, one might think this is like the shaded greens and purples they used in this cell is a lot brighter than the more manga inspired colors of the first one, and a lot of people actually tend to prefer the original release, and that's perfectly fine. I actually do tend to like the more manga inspired colors for the figures, but there's nothing absolutely wrong with this version. I could very easily understand the complaints that people have with the premium color editions of Vegeta and Trunks, where the Super Saiyan hairs had kind of like a mustard hue to them, At that point, I do understand, but there's nothing really too unattractive about the colors in this one. They're just brighter and more anime accurate, which is perfectly fine in my opinion. And in that case, like, it's different enough that if you really wanted him, you can justify getting him if you already have the original cell. But it's very subtle in that if you don't have the original cell, this is a perfectly fine, more than fine substitute for the original one, because it's just same figure, comes with the same accessories, just a slightly different, slightly brighter paint job, and a lot of people are going to like that. I like it. It's fine. The darker greens on the original are just a tad bit too dark, I think. So it's not even like if you're holding this guy, you're gonna be like, whoa, the greens and purples on this are too bright. Unless you have the original one, then you're gonna be like, huh, then yeah, it is a little bit different. It's not that different. It is a great figure. Other than my super nitpicky complaint about how big his eyes are, this is an almost flawless figure and is right on top of the Dragon Ball SH Figuarts line, along with Frieza, along with Broly, and this definitely has a place in your collection, especially with this just coming out. He's between the $50 and $60 range, while the original one is easily between $100 and $200. It's a little bit on the lower end now that this has been released, but it's pretty hard to get a OG perfect cell at a decent price. Like it would be impossible to find him under $100. Like, he easily goes between, like, before this guy was announced, he was easily going between $200 and $300. Because this figure is that amazing, and it's definitely worth picking it up. And you can pick it up at the Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below. You can follow me at Twitter at twitter.com/SSJAutobot. You can Instagram me to SSJAutobot, and you can subscribe to me here on YouTube for the latest Dragon Ball news and reviews. And I'll catch you next time.